Well, you won't say it for me, you know, so I will say it for myself. So you were wrong. Senator Brown was wrong, and I was correct. The reality is, they can't lecture me. Me who sat at John Maxwell's feet at JC and did civics in the 1960s, using Lenny Ruddock's book, Civics for Young Jamaica. I invite you to go read Lenny Ruddock's book, Civics for Young Jamaicans.
I want to make a couple of points. The Minister of Finance opened the budget debate, I believe it was the 12th of March. I was overseas at the time and watching it online. On that day, this appropriation bill was tabled. I stand corrected if I've gotten the date slightly wrong. He gave his opening presentation. I believe the shadow spokesman on finance went next a couple days later. The leader of the opposition went a few days after that. And then I believe the Prime Minister and finally the Minister of Finance closed the debate on the 26th of March. By my estimation, we were looking at what, about 2 weeks? 2 weeks when the bill sat in its errand state on the table of the lower house. As I understand it, the error was picked up after we passed it by the very technical officers in the ministry who, as a matter of course, were reviewing what came back to them. The correction has come and it has come fast. But Mr. President, for all of the scrutiny and for all of the holding government to account, none of my opposition colleagues, neither in the House nor in this chamber, picked it up. I can say this chamber. I can very much say this chamber because like I did, Senator Brown, you'll get your chance. And when you get it, you can be very loud. The bill sat in the lower house for over 2 weeks. It came to the Senate and we voted it. We voted on it then. And since voting on it, it's been another passage of time. So we thank the officers in the Ministry of Finance who picked it up. But let us not politicize this, because though the error may not have occurred before, it's not a difficult error to make. And I don't want us to politicize unfairly something that in the normal course of putting these documents together could have happened to anyone under any administration. And I do not trivialize the import of having an accurate appropriations bill before the Parliament. But what I reject, Mr. President, is the use of language like unconstitutional, when my colleagues on that side know very well that nobody in this chamber can pronounce any unconstitutionality on any act of Parliament. That, Mr. President, is the purview of the courts of Jamaica, not the Parliament. The Parliament passes law. It is the court who interprets law to determine whether the law comports with the provisions of the Constitution. And whenever that language is used on that side, Mr. President, there is a tendency to use the language without providing any evidence as to why there is any view that it is unconstitutional. You must stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? Stop it. The Jamaican people demand more and they demand better. Stop it. If you get up and make a claim, support it. Don't just get up and use adjectives. I'm always wary of adjective users in this chamber who only use adjectives but provide no evidence. Mr. President, this is a simple matter to correct a transcription error, to get on with the people's business. I urge my colleagues to let us get on with the people's business and stop wasting time in the name of politics.
Senator Lambert Brown. Thank you, Senator Golden Campbell.
Mr. President, may I congratulate you on the I office, the I chair that you occupy. As you know, they say a busher for a couple of minutes is still a busher. Mr. President, I don't know why my friend, Senator